Hello friends, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Today's practice is a gentle, fully seated, slow flow. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. If you like, you can sit up on a folded blanket or a pillow to give yourself a little extra support. And before we settle in, take a moment to get any wiggles out. Maybe you take some shoulder shrugs or sway a little side to side, whatever helps you arrive. And once you feel settled, simply just notice how you're feeling today. There's nothing to fix or change, just observe without judgment. And then begin to notice your breath. Notice where you feel it moving in your ribs, your chest, your belly. And when you're ready, we'll begin to gently lengthen the exhale, so you can naturally transition into inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 8, 7, 6, and just continuing this at your own pace, exploring your inhale. That's about half the length of your exhale. And if that is not feeling good for you today, just focus on deep, quality breaths, feeling your body release any tension with every exhale. We'll repeat a few more rounds of breath here. If you like to set an intention as part of your practice, now would be a lovely time to do so. And as always, the freedom of at-home yoga, and any yoga really, you can do whatever you want. There are no rules. So if you want to spend some more time here breathing, feel free to pause or mute me. And if you're ready to move on, begin to find a gentle stretch in the neck. And draw your left ear over your left shoulder. And then take it to the other side. Breathing, not crunching. Just gently feeling the stretch and breathing into that space we're creating. And on your next inhale, sit up nice and tall, crown of the head reaches up, and then shine the chest forward, heart melts forward, neck stays nice and lifted. And then on your exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin into your chest, and send it back. We're taking a few rounds of seated cat-cow. Inhale, shine the chest forward, arch the spine. Exhale to round and tuck your chin into your chest. On your next inhale, we'll sit up nice and tall, neutral spine, and switch the stance of our feet. So if our left foot is in closer to us, go ahead and swap it for your right. And then continue your seated cat-cow. Option here to find some spinal rolls. So as you inhale, shine your chest forward as you move one direction, clockwise, taking it nice and slow, breathing into the space between the vertebrae. And if you're taking spinal rolls or circles, we'll switch our direction. Keep everything nice and even. If we were going clockwise, now go counterclockwise. Notice how it may feel different going one direction or the other. Also notice how different it may feel by switching the feet. It may feel a little awkward if it's something you don't do very often, but I like to keep everything nice and even as much as we can. And on your next inhale, find a nice tall seat. And exhale, find a side stretch over towards the left. So plant your left palm out beside you and right arm reaches overhead. So here we're still staying strong and active. We're pressing up out of the mat, feeling the side body stretch without crunching in our right side. May feel good to lower down to the the left forearm for a deeper stretch. Both sit bones still rooted into the mat or a pillow or blanket. Take a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, we'll take it to the other side. On an inhale, press up. And then moving slow and controlled with grace, finding our stretch on the right side. Right palm meets the mat, maybe the forearm, and left hand reaches up and over. See where you can relax and soften here. Maybe soften your jaw or the eyebrows. And on our next inhale, we'll sit up tall. And exhale, walk the fingertips forward and find a fold. You can stay on the fingertips or the palms, and then we'll play with some spinal play here. So inhale to arch forward, open the chest, and exhale to round. Notice how that feels. Maybe it feels better to stay still. By all means, your practice. You can play with your hand placement. It may feel better to bring the hands closer or farther. When you're ready, we'll sit back up tall, walk your hands in towards you, and then send both legs out long. Activate your quads by flexing your toes. Everything is long and active and strong. We're sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands come behind the head as we really focus on lengthening our spine. And we'll face left and right. Take some twists. Don't worry about the depth here. Just don't worry about anything. Focus on your posture, sitting up really tall. Keeping the hips grounded, the feet active, everything activated. When we're ready, we'll release and find our fold. So you can walk your hands out in front of you or take them out beside you, down your legs. We'll take a few breaths here, so find your comfortable position. Maybe you find a pillow to place under your arms. Again, not worrying about depth, just focusing on our alignment, how it feels in our body. Respecting our bodies and where we are today. We'll inhale, just sit back up, walk your hands in towards you. And we'll set up for a counter stretch. So plant both of your feet down to the mat, slightly wider than your hips, and allow your knees to fall in towards each other naturally. Remembering to breathe. And then we'll move into windshield wipers. So allow one knee to fall in as the other one opens. And then we'll take it both ways, back and forth, wiping our windshield. Should feel really good in our outer hip. We'll take a few rounds here, going as slow or as fast as you'd like, holding the pose as long on both sides. When you're ready, we'll set up for butterfly pose, bringing the soles of both feet together. Play here with how close or far you bring the heels towards you. You can give yourself a little foot massage here. Press into your arches, relieve any tension. And when you're ready, inhale, we'll shine the chest forward and fold just as far as feels good. Wanting to maintain the length in our spine. Should feel a nice stretch in our outer hips, our inner thighs. Option to play here with some flow. If you want to inhale to send the heart forward, exhale around the spine to sit up. Or if it feels better to find stillness, find what feels good for you. And we'll spend a few rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, walk the hands towards you to sit up. And then we'll set up for seated figure 4. So take your left ankle over your right knee. And we'll take some windshield wipers again with figure 4 legs. I should be getting a really good stretch in our outer right hip. Maybe it feels good to stay in your figure 4 and skip the windshield wipers. Listen to your body. And then we'll send the left foot over to the right, drag our right heel slightly in closer, and set up for seated twist. So you can hook your left elbow on the inside of your left knee and face the back of the room. Inhale to sit up tall, and exhale to soften, maybe deepen your twist. Take a couple breaths here. And then we'll release and set up for figure 4 legs on the other side. The right foot, right ankle crosses over the left knee. Option to find stillness or take your windshield wipers. Repeating these for a few rounds or holding our figure 4 fold for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, we'll plant our right foot to the mat on the left side. Draw your left heel closer in and find your twist. You can hook your right elbow inside of the right knee. And spend a few rounds of breath here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to soften and deepen. And when you're ready, gently unwind and release. And we'll slowly make our way down to laying on our backs. There's no rush. Take your time. If you had a pillow or blanket from earlier, maybe you place it under your head. And when we're there, we'll draw both knees in towards the chest. You reach around, give yourself a big hug. Find stillness here. Maybe you gently sway side to side. Get a lower back massage. Allow yourself to feel a little heavy and feel supported by your mat and the earth beneath you. If we're taking gentle rocks, take one more on each side. And then we'll transition into a happy baby. So you can reach for the outer edges of both feet or the backs of your thighs or your calves. Just looking to find some openness in our hips. Don't forget to breathe. And when you're ready, we'll release. Find figure 4 legs. Right ankle crosses over the left thigh, the left knee. And allow your legs to fall over towards the left. Keep your right shoulder blade glued in as you gaze towards the right. Supine twist. Take a few breaths here. Allow yourself to just soften. Allow any tension to just melt away into the mat. And when you're ready, unwind. And we'll take it to the other side. Left ankle crosses over the right. Allow everything to fall over. And gaze left. Left shoulder blade stays glued in. And then we'll unwind, take both legs out long, setting up for Shavasana or corpse pose. Stack your shoulder blades underneath you for extra support. Allow all your muscles to soften and relax. Relax any muscles in the face. Maybe noticing how our bodies are feeling towards the end of our practice. Noticing if there's any extra space that we've created or any sense of calm or quiet that we've created. Knowing that this quiet, this feeling always lives within us. It's always here to return to. And I invite you to take a few moments here of presence, of stillness. Just allow yourself to simply exist and be. There's nowhere else for you to be right now. It's just you and your breath. Allow any thoughts that arise to just float on by like clouds in the sky. And I will leave you here in silence for a couple of minutes, and I will call you out when it is time. And as always, please take all the time that you need. There is no rush. But if you are ready, we'll begin to bring some life back into the body. Begin by wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers, flexing the feet. And we'll very slowly make our way back into a seat. Option to plant both feet down to the mat. On our next inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, full body stretch. Exhale to roll over onto the right side. And then slowly press up into a seat. And I will meet you there. And then once we're here on our next inhale, we'll reach our arms up and overhead. Exhale, palms together as you draw them down towards heart center. And you take a bow. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. Thank yourselves for showing up. Thank your bodies for all that it does for you. And I hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.